The ocean has always been a place of wonder and fear. It's a world without roads or borders, where the horizon stretches endlessly, and where storms can appear in the blink of an eye. But sometimes, ships disappear not in tempests, not in chaos, but in silence, leaving behind no distress calls, no wreckage, and no clear answers. These are the stories of vessels that vanished, or were found adrift, under circumstances so baffling that decades later, experts, sailors, and historians still struggle to explain them. Case 1, the Mary Celeste, December 4, 1872. The Dei Gratia, a British brigantine, is making its way through the chilly waters of the Atlantic Ocean, about 400 miles east of the Azores. The crew spots another vessel drifting strangely. Sails flapping loosely, no one visible on deck. When Captain Morehouse and his men board, they find something eerie: the Mary Celeste is completely deserted. The last logbook entry is from 10 days earlier. There are no signs of a struggle, no blood, no damage, no broken equipment. The cargo of 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol is intact, except for a few barrels that seem to have leaked. The ship's lifeboat is missing. But the Mary Celeste is perfectly seaworthy, no reason to abandon her. Food supplies are enough for 6 months. The crew's clothes and personal belongings remain neatly stored. Theories swirl, a sudden waterspout flooding the deck, making the captain think the ship was sinking. Poisonous fumes from leaking alcohol barrels forcing an evacuation. Piracy, though nothing valuable was taken. Even paranormal explanations, from sea monsters to alien abductions. To this day, no one knows why Captain Benjamin Briggs, his family, and the crew vanished. The Mary Celeste was towed to port. But her mystery was never solved. Case 2, the MV Joyita, October 1955. The Joyita departs from Samoa bound for the Tokelau Islands, carrying 25 people and a cargo of medical supplies, timber, and food. It's a relatively short journey, but the ship never arrives. 5 weeks later, a search plane spots the Joyita drifting hundreds of miles off course. When rescue crews board her, they find something unsettling: the ship is listing heavily to one side, partially flooded, but still floating thanks to her design. Her radios are tuned to distress channels, but the wires have been cut. The cargo is gone. Lifeboats are missing. There's no sign of a struggle, no blood, no footprints. And no one, not one of the 25 passengers or crew, is ever found. Investigators suggest a slow leak might have caused panic, prompting the crew to abandon ship. But why would experienced sailors leave a vessel that was literally unsinkable? And why was the cargo selectively removed? Was it theft? Piracy? Or something stranger? Case 3, the Kaz II. April 15, 2007. Off the coast of Queensland, Australia, a helicopter spots a sleek white catamaran drifting in calm seas. The vessel, named Kaz II, had been on a trip with 3 experienced sailors. When rescuers board, the scene is almost surreal: the engine is running, GPS is on, the sails are set. A laptop is open and powered. A meal sits half-eaten on the table, drinks still in their cups. Life jackets remain neatly stored. There is no sign of a fight, no damage, and no one on board. The last known video footage, recorded just hours earlier, shows the 3 men calmly sailing in sunny weather. Authorities speculate that one of them fell overboard, the others tried to help, and all 3 ended up lost. But how could that happen without a single distress call or sign of struggle, especially with radios working perfectly? Case 4, the Carroll A during January 31, 1921. A 5-masted schooner runs aground on the Diamond Shoals off the coast of North Carolina. The Carroll A had been returning from delivering coal to Rio de Janeiro. When Coast Guard officers finally reach her, they find the crew's quarters empty. The galley looks as though a meal was being prepared when the crew vanished. Lifeboats are missing. Navigation equipment is gone. Witnesses later claim they saw the Deering passing by unusual routes in the days before she ran aground, possibly under the control of someone unfamiliar with her course. Theories range from mutiny, to piracy by rum runners, to involvement of the infamous Bermuda Triangle. But with no survivors, the truth sank into the depths. Case 5, the High Aim 6. January 2003. The Taiwanese fishing vessel High Aim 6 is found drifting near Australia. Engines running. Fuel tanks full. The hold is packed with fresh fish. Personal belongings, clothes, and even wallets are still on board. The last radio transmission from the captain gave no indication of trouble. Investigators later discovered that the vessel's Indonesian crew had allegedly staged a mutiny, killing the captain and engineer before abandoning ship. But this theory raises more questions than it answers. Why leave the engines running? Why not take supplies? And how did they expect to survive in open water far from land? 5 ships. Dozens of missing people. No storms. No distress calls. No definitive answers. The ocean is a master at hiding her secrets. Sometimes she swallows ships whole. Other times, she leaves them behind, like empty shells, silent witnesses to mysteries we may never solve. If you enjoyed this deep dive into real-life maritime mysteries, subscribe for more chilling disappearances.